Gone but not forgotten, the sleeping giants of aviation. Right, listen up, petrol heads. Let's talk about jets, not those shiny new ones with fancy mood lighting. No, we're talking about the forgotten ones, the ones left to gather dust in some desolate corner of the aviation world, like that mate who peaked in high school. They've seen better days, but unlike your mate, these birds have the potential for a spectacular comeback. Why are they there? Good question. Airlines go bust. Ambitious projects go belly up. Governments change their minds quicker than Hammond changes his trousers. Whatever the reason, these metal marvels end up abandoned, like oversized pigeons roosting on an airfield. But don't let the rust fool you. Beneath the faded paint and cobwebs lies a heart of an eagle, just waiting for someone with enough passion and spanners to bring it back to life. Runway rejects how jets end up abandoned. Now, finding these grounded giants isn't as simple as popping down to the local used airplane lot. It's more like a treasure hunt, except the map is a series of dead ends and the treasure might be held together by bird nests and hope. You see, these jets are often scattered across the globe, languishing in deserts, boneyards, or forgotten hangars. Some are hidden in plain sight, parked at the back of active airfields, looking like they're just taking a very, very long nap. Tracking them down requires some serious detective work, scouring aviation forums, befriending retired pilots with loose lips, and maybe even a bit of sweet-talking airport officials. And once you've found your prize, well, then comes the fun part, convincing the current owner to part with their feathered friend. This usually involves a lot of paperwork, even more money, and the kind of negotiation skills that would make a used car salesman blush. But trust me, the headache is worth it, because you're not just buying a plane, you're buying a piece of history. The Great Jet Rescue, bringing home a behemoth. So you've found your abandoned jet. Congratulations. Now you get to play the world's most expensive game of Get It Home. Because transporting a jumbo jet isn't exactly as simple as hitching up a trailer. These beasts were built for the sky, not the highway. Depending on the jet's condition and your budget, you've got a few options. If it can still hold air, a big if, you could fly it out, assuming you can find a pilot brave enough to take the controls. If not, you're looking at partially dismantling the plane and shipping it in pieces like a giant, very expensive jigsaw puzzle. And if that's not stressful enough, try navigating international shipping regulations and customs forms. Let's just say it's enough to make you reach for a stiff drink or maybe even a whole bottle. Grease, grit and glory, the art of jet revival. You've dragged your prize home. Now the real work begins. Picture this, years of dust, grime, and maybe even a few birds' nests clinging to every surface. Engines, seized tighter than a Scotsman's wallet on holiday. Cockpit instruments looking like they belong in a museum. This is where the real magic happens, where passion and elbow grease collide. First, you've got to assess the damage, and trust me, there will be damage. Corrosion, worn-out parts, electrical gremlins, you name it, it's probably lurking somewhere. This is where you need the skills of a surgeon, the patience of a saint, and the vocabulary of a sailor. You'll be scouring aircraft boneyards for spare parts, poring over technical manuals, thicker than a dictionary, and spending more time on your back than a mechanic in a cheesy calendar. But hey, who needs a social life when you've got a jet engine to rebuild? From rust bucket to runway star, a comeback story. Now, every jet restoration has its own story, its own set of challenges and triumphs. But there's one that sticks in my mind. A tale of a Boeing 707 left for dead in the Arizona desert. This wasn't just any 707. This was a former airliner turned cargo hauler. Its once gleaming fuselage now baked by the sun, its interior stripped bare. It was the aviation equivalent of finding a vintage Aston Martin buried under a pile of manure. A team of dedicated enthusiasts took on the challenge, pouring countless hours and a small fortune into bringing this bird back to life. They replaced corroded panels, overhauled the engines, and even refurbished the cockpit with period-correct instruments. It was a labor of love, fueled by sweat, caffeine, and the unwavering belief that this old bird deserved another chance to soar. And soar it did. After years of painstaking work, the 707 took to the skies once more, a testament to the enduring spirit of aviation and the power of human ingenuity. Blue skies and second chances, the thrill of resurrection. Let's be honest, restoring an abandoned jet isn't for the faint of heart or for those with shallow pockets. It's a long, arduous and often expensive journey. But for those who dare to dream, who hear the siren song of a Merlin engine and feel the pull of aviation history, the rewards are immeasurable. To see a once-forgotten jet restored to its former glory, to feel the rumble of its engines as it takes to the skies, well, that's a feeling that's hard to beat. It's like taking a rusty old spanner and turning it into a masterpiece. And who knows, maybe one day you'll even let me take it for a spin. Just don't tell the insurance company.